Okay, so something that I am a proponent of is this idea that quick sets count. Okay, so the dailies is basically built on that principle. Like you're doing little segments of movement, ideally spread throughout the day, but at least in the morning to get things going. If it doesn't work in the morning, that's okay, but we want to have our flow, we want to have mobility, we want to have a little bit of strength. I love my big long gym exercise days where I have like an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes even more. However, I often don't have time and that doesn't fit into my schedule physically or with business or other things I gotta do. So today we're gonna do a quick set that's gonna require your rings or TRX, just my ring setup. TRX works the same way. It's gonna be some pull, it's gonna be some push, it's gonna be some opening, but if you cycle them, you can build a full workout, or you can just do one long set, spread throughout the day, go on a walk. These are like movement snacks, is what I call them. So if I have a bunch of meetings and I know I'm gonna be at my computer a lot of the time for that day, I'm gonna knock out maybe one set, maybe two sets, go on a walk. It'll take me 15, 20 minutes, but it'll interrupt my day and it will continue that growth and activation of musculature that I want. So let's get right into it. We're gonna have our rings set up right here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the push. Usually I'll start with the pull, but I did a lot of pull yesterday, so I'm gonna start with the push. You can obviously flip the order of these movements. So I'm bringing my hands inside of the rings, okay? And I'm lining up the ring or the handle of the TRX basically towards the heel of the palm so that my wrists aren't bent. I'm stacking my wrists into my forearms. Okay, I'm gonna lengthen out, and I wanna think about time under tension so that my muscles stay active. I'm basically on a plank right here. If I have the rings lower to the ground, it'll be more intense. If I have myself up higher, it'll be a little bit easier. So I'm feeling okay like this. I can bring my feet up to make myself a little bit closer to parallel, which also makes it harder. And I'm thinking about control, so controlling my way down and out. Exhale, pushing, squeezing, and turning inwards. Inhale. Exhale. I can make it easier. Inhale. Exhale. I want to think about my chest doing the work. My core stays braced and neutral. Inhale. Shoulders come back. Elbows drive. Palms come together. That stretch position is the hardest. So I'm going to stay in that hardest position and then boom, drive up. Be mindful. Test the rep before you go all the way in, right? You can go to smaller ranges of motion, or you can bring it up to make it easier, right? Don't crush yourself. Be mindful. Okay. Once I'm like, ooh, I'm getting towards that toasty moment, bring my hands outside. So now we're inside of the rings are inside of the body. And it's gonna be more tricep. I'm gonna be able to do less of these because this is a bit harder. Be mindful of where the straps are. Keep them neutral. My elbow's gonna come close to my rib. Inhale, close to the body. Exhale, push away. Squeeze out. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure I'm not dumping into the low back. Again, I can be up here. Big squeeze. And I want to go, there's not exactly a set number. Something like 12, maybe 15, but slow and controlled. Until I hit that fatigue point, then I'll do like a couple more, so I'm stretching the edge of what my body can do. If you go to where you're still in like, oh, this is fine, and you let go, you're not challenging the body enough to get growth. You wanna have 3 or 4 reps, you're like, oh, that's getting pretty hard. Oh, that's getting really tough. Oh boy. Maybe you have 1 or 2 left in the tank, but that's where you chill. You wanna get yourself up to that moment in most of your sets. Okay, so next we're gonna come into a pull. Let's bring this back a little bit more. Okay, so I like to do a pull-up. If you don't have a pull-up rig, you can do a row. It's not exactly the same. They are different, right? A pull-up is going to be drawing the arms down to the body. A row is a little bit more neutral. It's a different plane of action. So if I was doing a pull-up, I'm not going to do a ton. If you get good at pull-ups, you want to do lots of pull-ups, you can do them for reps. I am more focused on power development. So I want to bring my knuckles facing up, so my hands are neutral, and drive really strongly. Control slow. Drive really strongly. Control slow. I'll do like 5, maybe 8 for videos, time for demonstrations. We'll do 5. really thinking about my lats, how they engage in my body. If I don't have those, or I'm not ready for those yet, I can go into a rowing position. Make sure we stay in frame here. Right? So I can come here. The farther out my legs go, the harder this is going to be. Rowing. Control, spread the back, boom, drive, rings to the body, or handle to the body of the TRX. Reach, pull, reach. Pull. Right? They don't have to be the same amount of reps as the exercise before. They can be different. I'm spending a lot of time on the eccentric, lowering base, strong pull, lower, slow. Okay? From here, I'm gonna bring it up into the shoulders a little bit. So we're gonna go into a face pull. Again, TRX or rings. Okay. So I'm gonna think row, rotate, and reach. Notice how my wrists stay in line with my forearms. And away. Make it fluid. Again, farther out my feet go, the harder it becomes. Control slow. Don't force these. Right, maybe 6, maybe 8. Control. Control. I'll take a break. Sometimes I like to just do a dead hang. So I'll just find a rack. If you don't have a rack, I very much recommend getting some type of pulley system so I can get some grip strength and spinal decompression, right? And I'll just breathe, and I'll think about like 10,000 yard gaze, just focusing on my breath, like I'm in a plank, just focus on the breathing, be curious with control of the musculature, let go when you're ready. I'll walk around, I'll take a moment, take a beat, a banded pull-up art can be nice. Something like this in between. Reach in, open and close, open and close. Right? Do a bunch of those. And then I'll, do 2 sets of that. 2 sets of that is plenty. If you want to make that a workout, you do 4 sets, 5 sets, something like that. Work your way up. If you've never done it, 2 sets is gonna be plenty. It is a really good way to build symmetrical strength in the pull, in the open, and in the push. The other one that you can add to that is a dip, but if you've not done much of that type of downward pressing motion, I want you to start super slow. Dips are amazing. We don't regularly stabilize our scapula downwards, but we need to because stress and life and computer and cars and cell phones have us pulling up. One of the ways to get rid of that is to develop this radius anterior and the muscles that keep the scapula down, like the subscapularis, by pushing down this way. So we need to build strength in that position. So I'm gonna have my hands outside of the rings. They can also go inside. It's just different. Okay. Gotta make sure they're even. So it's not up there enough. Okay. Again, I want the heel of the palm stacking so the wrist stays neutral. If you've never done these, keep your feet on the floor. Control body back, drive up. Control back, drive up. You don't want your arms to fall out to the side, so you need to make sure you go into a range of motion that's appropriate. Like the other variation inside here, it's gonna be tougher for me. Exit, push, inhale, make it easier. Slowing yourself back, push, down, push. Rings and TRX dips are significantly harder than doing a dip on a bench or on a dip machine. Because here, I don't have to worry about stability. I can just bring myself down and up. There's no perturbations happening in the upper body. That's an option. That is kind of further down the road. I would do that first sequence a couple times first, get that over the several weeks, do it twice a week, something like that. In between your leg days, Great way to develop some strength up top. If you wanted more, you can add arms into it, but we want to keep it quick, keep it concise, do it regularly. I believe in you. You're doing awesome. Stay kicking ass.